After learning that James Madison University used to be called Madison College, I was eager to learn what the effects were of changing the name of the institution. The first primary source I used in my research was an article from a JMU newspaper called Madison Makes Social Revolution by Dan Downey. The article discusses the social changes that were taking place at Madison in 1972 while Robert E. Carrier was president. Downey names several of the social changes being exerted in his article. For example, for the first time in Madison's history, students were allowed to have alcohol in their dorms under certain regulations, and the women that lived on campus no longer had a curfew to abide by. My second primary source is also an article from JMU's newspaper. This article is called Largest Enrollment Expected and was written by Andy Fields in 1973, which was a year after President Carrier put many of his social changes in place at JMU. Fields' article informs us of the mass enrollment changes that were predicted to take place due to Carrier's alterations the year before. The student body was expected to reach 5,200 students, which would be the largest enrollment in the history of the institution. Primary source number 3 is an image of what Madison College looked like in 1967. The image was found in President G. Tyler Miller's personal collection from when he was president of Madison from 1949 to 1971 before Carrier came into office. The photograph epitomizes what the establishment was like before Carrier's term. We can see that the campus was extremely small and that there is relatively no diversity in its physical appearance. Every building looked exactly the same as the one it stood next to. My final primary source is a photograph of the newly named James Madison University in 1974. This photograph was a part of President Robert E. Carrier's personal collection from when he was president of Madison from 1971 to 1998. The image shows us that the size of the campus nearly tripled the size of Madison College's campus, and that the new buildings varied in appearance from the original buildings. JMU's new large campus let the world know that big changes were taking place in both the external and internal appearances of the institution. Through my research, I found out that although the two institutions can be linked as one, they cannot be more different in what they comprised of.